for endless betrayal. I
loved it, man.
No, it's like a puzzle.
Exactly.
You can always slot it back together.
It's like a challenge. Do you choose to accept a challenge?
Yes.
It's okay.
Move
It's
forward.
okay. Yeah, exactly.
What we do? Move forward.
Move forward. That was a great warm up. I was like, the good stuff, sir. Please, sir, the good
Show
stuff.
me the heaven's gate.
I don't want to be with the chicken nuggets.
I laugh when I heard the word foundation. It's like, oh, I have everything but foundation.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're just jamming. It might not be 100% technically correct.
Exactly. We're just having fun jamming. That freedom.
I think it was about 3. It was about, yeah.
Nice. Let's let loose on some tender GOP.
While the world is so sad, while the world is so sad,
question is, are we gonna try to do cozy number 60 today? Or are we gonna go?
I'm more curious than ready because I'm never ready.
You're like, I'm already ready to go.
With like Xiao Gui though, I can like pick up Xiao Gui and be like,
Yeah.
and Xiao Gui's like, please, let me go.
I may have 9 lives, but you have 1.
Yeah, what? Yes, it is. It's like, don't test
And
me.
you will live to the fullest.
Don't test me, so.
I have 9. You have none.
Do you want to hit Charlie Kong?
One more small hit. I'll play a little bit more and then I got a good half hour. So, I've been pacing myself.
I may be so bold that I just say something. Come and make me mine. Cause around your soul and gather that for nothing. I just wish them all away. You've got a feeling lost and just won't let you go. I've been sneaking, I've been hiding, just won't let you go. Won't let you go. Is what I'm trying to say.
Good luck to cut it tonight.
Yeah, I can't believe that's our first show.
It's been a long time.
It's Annika, right? Is that what it is?
It's a เครื่องบิน version.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Three
you're
chords.
were talking to all of the guys, trying to hook them up, looking for the tonight you see me talking to all of maybe cooking on the front yard. Finding out the things that giving anything to your eyes. Can't see me, never repeat. It's getting worse, man, with that song. Jumping around, holding in the deep end, like
is getting tight. We're getting very tight on it.
And that was fun. Free Will was like trying to keep it slow. I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Let's keep it up.
Side of the bridge, on the other side of the bridge, on the other side of the bridge, on the other side. So much to say. You are talking about me. Face the morning, lost in the countryside. So long on the other side of the mountain. Used to be alone. the point where I started. The other side of that creek, there used to be mango trees. All of them for so
Music flag. Yeah, that's what it is. Dude, that was a thank you guys. That was an amazing
I mean, we didn't.
cozy 60. Cozy
Yeah,
number
it was
60.
cozy.
We didn't mean to do cozy tonight just because this thing with the tension wise.
I know, but it was
I need to like I need to use like the finger string.
that was just beautiful, guys. That was awesome.
We had a good fun.
Yeah,
It was very good.
exactly,
I enjoyed it.
exactly. You guys are a great group.
I try to channel my Zen like Japanese Zen
Yeah.
bamboo forest thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
And I was trying to keep it because yet again I'm like, cool. If I can keep it between 12 to 13 to 16, 17, somewhere between there, always try to trim it down and make it a little more radio friendly, right? Like,
I mean,
yeah.
it gives us so many options to play with, right?
Physically, I wasn't ready for cozy because it's acoustic with the tension and the
It's
long
going. It's getting on your fingers.
yeah.
and the nail just got clipped too.
fresh strings too as well.
Yeah. It's so.
Fresh to cut your fingers.
All right, gentlemen, I'll be seeing you. Thank you so much, man.
That's dope.
It's so unique, man.
Sick.
Come.
Sick,
Oh,
man.
Oh,
yeah. Slap, then push.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more slap, then push.
And this dude writes songs. Damn it! I cannot even.
No, don't worry about it, man. Thank you so much for being patient with me, you guys.
No,
Like,
no,
I
no,
always
no,
feel
no.
bad leaving a bit early.
No,
but
come on, you're so essential.
It feels so good to play with you guys, though. I
You
really enjoy playing with
you see how grand it is
Feelings are mutual.
when you're around, like how grand it really is. A tripod. You know?
I like
A
it. It
tripod.
makes you feel special.
A tripod that's leaning forward.
Yeah, it's leaning, just like these guys. They just slowly leaning forward. It's like, what's happening, guys?
I mean,
How's he catching himself? Oh my god.
I mean,
No, it's like, oh,
Yeah. Avert your eyes.
because without Sean, we really are like
It's into
jump,
tuba.
you know, we sink.
no. You guys now get to float. Like, you don't have to jump anymore.
That was so spiritual.
Jom, Gaipan Jam, Gaipan Jam.
The
Yeah.
unexpected tune now acoustic thing is-
Beautiful
yeah,
take
crazy.
on cozy. On mine, I think I had like maybe 2 or 3 little hiccups there, but otherwise,
I think I butchered free
Just
will
let
in
it
like
go.
more ways than one. Couldn't remember the lyrics, didn't know the it's so inappropriate, you know.
the jazz setup more intimate, more cozy. Sci-fi. I have you in my eyes now.
I mean, with the lights out, like it's the world's getting dimmer and dimmer. But And
Oh,
me.
dude, I cannot wait to also listen to Ballad of the Baby Boomers take. I like that was insanely good too as well. There's the explicit version, and then there's the rude version.
you mean there's 2 version, explicit version and rude version.
Yeah. That's all there is. Both versions are horrible.
Press
Wow.
1 for explicit version, press 2 for rude version. That's all.
for rude version. I can't believe the lyrics have changed from to something a lot more so free and so breezy. It sounded so good.
And really?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. With just like every once in a while, there's some lyrics floating in.
ah.
Yeah.
It's like a mysterious, eerie lyrics. But the music, it had some like wooden, some tranquility, some oriental feel to it. You know?
It did. Yeah.
It's different for cozy.
Oh, this is gonna be a very intimate jam session.
It's so fun every time because I pick it up and it's like, oh, ไม่ได้ซ้อมอะไรมาเลย oh shit, all the time.
กูไม่ได้ซ้อมด้วย
ไม่รู้เล่นไงเลย
แล้วเพลงอย่างนี้จริงเพลงนี้จริงๆแล้วเล่นยังไงวะ
It's even worse than practicing, you know. Even worse than writing certain passages like the exact solo part or whatever. It's a lot worse than that. It's like back to the origins, like ตีคอร์ดเฉยๆยังไงแล้ววะมันร้องไงวะเนี่ยคอร์ดอะไรวะ
คอร์ดอะไร
It's so
ไม่มาเลยเนี่ย
it's so primitive, man. So non-guitarist.
about how good I was brought from death to life and nothing without you. I'm so forever to be never stayed alive while your presence is the only of my life. I was brought from death to life and nothing disappeared. My soul will forever be young. I'm the life I have faced with something. Is you in the night? Orchestra. From the tears of being wonder why without inside this blue sky, the light it come and live. I was running back and forth where the faces appear. My soul will forever be young. I was brought from death to life by your presence unclear. You in the night. My soul will forever be young.
Such a sweet condensed version. Oh, such a, yeah.
It's so
Make that
damn-
like a snippet. Yeah.
It's so damn hard. Everything about everything is so damn hard, including like
Because we have so many songs.
everything about everything is so damn hard. ไข่ด้วย
หอยด้วย
Man, this hypnotic quality of acoustic. Mr. Sean, from you're not guilty.
มาทำไม่รู้ไม่ชี้เดินมีที่ได้ไหมเรียนรักที่ลึกให้เราแล้วไม่เศร้าใจต้องหาที่คนที่ฟ้าฝืนแม้จะทำไงที่นั่น
Not guilty.
I'm so into it.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I
loved it.
I just like to be true ourselves. Usually this thing is like a run on, blah blah. Like, what do you mean? It's like a
I get it.
riddle track.
Yeah, no, I like it. Abrupt. Yeah.
Everything is so damn hard sitting down acoustically. I like to put myself in pain.
I can feel it. It's such a fun song for me because it's almost like I'm playing a Rage Against the Machine song in a love song. Because rhythmically, it's very, very kind of like,
We plunged into like a similar sister song,
yeah.
which was like this.
เราจะเดินไปสุดท้ายกลายเป็นเพียงแค่อากาศจะได้ไหมไม่รู้ตัวที่ลำทางไม่ไหวจะมอบมาทั้งตัวและหัวใจ ในเมื่อเธอไม่รับรู้
just trying to make it
So
different.
sorry, what's the name of that song?
ในลมหนาว
ในลมหนาว So you คนเดียวในลมหนาว I think these are like my two
It's like,
favorite. Like, oh, I love them. I love the
they're both,
the vibes that they have.
They both they were like written like pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
I was driving to Pattaya like with some girl, having been dumped by the first
All the
girlfriend.
places you're driving to Pattaya. Yeah. Why?
It's so like dirty,
Could've been
dirty
like
and
Chiang Mai.
lifeless.
Yeah. Could have been like riot even. Yeah.
Go, man.
Yeah. I feel like every time we jam, it's like we get more and more free, and just like we just understand. It's like, oh yeah, okay, let's have some fun. We're like, okay.
I mean, like, as soon as we are not afraid of our own material, we become like
Monsters.
jazz professionals, and the world ready to like take us like right when we're no longer afraid of our own material. You know?
Chai. Yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah. So
I love that.
I mean,
Kicking butt.
next week you guys come like with like things you might like to do within that half an hour time frame.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
and Sean like decide like which song. No,
I'm trying to think because technically we could play a song like Japanese, right? Because Japanese is technically pretty rock and roll.
I don't even know the crown. Like would there be like drunk
Yeah.
his head or or like
yeah.
ใครจะมาดูเลย
เ leaves turn brown. I'm resisting a moment and hear the sounds. Here I was today while I am Driving, I don't know any questions, answer, 3 years later, still no to wait to wait last year. Whatsoever, days like these, sitting behind a dresser, that's you. By 97. Show me how I got here. Leave me out while the sun is spoiling. Let me love that love's real. Sharing a piece of my life. Money is you. I'm ready. Money is you.
What the hell am I doing now?
Going down that night, how can I begin? Why is life well lived? Sitting right here waiting. It's just the same way to do. Crystal power till Susan, flowing fell home down. Life is full and the past is never far. You live yourself somewhere out there, but you get to be far. It makes you sad to know that life is more than who you are. It's never done around. You can never find without this being analyze the thorn of change. You can never be the same. The more you change, the less you I wanna run, I wanna scream in the top of my lungs. I wanna know that your body, your heart is Wonderland.
Your body is a wonderland.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude, I loved it. That was
I mean,
awesome.
everything that had happened tonight, I didn't expect this. I wanted like other things, but we got the entire other thing.
And I love it's almost like little snippets, little tasters. You know, it's like, oh, here's one song. Oh, here's one song.
Almost like 5/4. Trying to make like a radio friendly thing.
You're bringing in a string almost like 3/4. Like yeah, I don't know what that was.
Oh man, the onsen through last week, man, and
Oh, that must have been nice, hey?
so nice.
Sabay. Sure.
And the adult store, so yes.
You bought two or blow up hentai dolls. Tom's like, this one is Michiko and this one's Achiko.
One looking like my ex, the other one looking like my next.
Yeah. It's like actually แปะรูปภาพรูปหน้า
ตัดจากหนังสือพิมพ์ black and white.
Yeah.
เอา
That's creepy.
เอา proportion.
หัวเล็กนิดเดียว You think it'd be big?
10 ล้านประกายดวงดาวมองกราว
Cats on that show.
หมดแล้วไม่เหลือสิ่งใด What have I become My sweetest friend Everyone I know Go away In the end If you could have it all My empire of burn let you down. I will make you. Thought on my life again, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. But that is all time. Old familiar shit, try to kill it all away. Do I remember everything? What have I become? My sweet and friend, everyone I know goes away at the end. Have you been? Have it all. My empire turned. I will let you down. I'll make you try to start again. A million miles away, I will keep myself. I'm fine. Living doesn't feels my little mind, little mind.
มาแล้วถ้าเกิดว่าถึงวันที่ 26 แล้วอีตาลุงสองคนนี้ไม่เอามาเราช่วยผมด้วยนะ
มีกีตาร์กอง2 อย่างครับ
ลองยืนเล่นอะไรนะ
อะไร
Japanese
โอ้โห
ดีมั้ย
ว่ะ
เหลือ
แมทร็อก
แมทร็อกเป็นเสาคือเสา
เพลงนี้เปลี่ยนสนุกเลยเพราะว่ามันเหมือนกับญี่ปุ่นมันเป็นโซ่แล้วก็ใช่แล้วมันก็ประมาณนั้นแหละมันG แล้วก็ F sharp ก็คือมันจะเป็นอย่างเนี้ยG กับ F sharp เดี๋ยวเล่นเลยนะผมG F sharp C B คนละเพลงลองดูหลักๆทีแล้วก็ไปเอ็มครับทีเอ็มครับมันเหมือนไม่ตรงกัน
ก็โกน
อันนี้เหมือนยังไม่จูนไหมรู้ว่าผม
มีสายหรือเปล่าสบาย
ดยอดมากอยากให้ถึงวันที่26ไวๆจะได้เมากว่านี้
นี่ไงเพลงตัวนี้ถ้าเกิดว่าเป็นแจมแบบอะไร
ต้องสู้ยันลูกบวชได้นะ
เยี่ยม
Red light in the doorway, I move. Could you just find time for me?
โอ้ยก่อนเลยวะ
We have to walk a wider. And all the life that leads us there are blinded. Don't remember things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Don't know how. 'Cause maybe you gotta be the one that saves me. And after I used to be a little boy, so low in my shoes. What I choose is my choice. What's the boy supposed to do? Me. The killing me is the killing you. It's the same old thing since 1916. And your head in
พรุ่งนี้ต้องไปทำงานแต่เช้า
อยากให้ถึงวันที่26ไวๆอยากได้วิดีโอแต่ว่าไม่รู้จะเอาอะไรไปเล่น เพราะมีเยอะเกิน โอ้ยปั้นวงวันจันทร์มาแข่งวงลุงมัน แล้วลุงอย่าหนีนะลุงต้องไม่แสดงนะถ้าลุงหนีนี่คือยุ่งเลยนะถ้าลุงหนีเหลือคนเดียวไปเล่นในนั่นแหละอะไรนะ
เขาบอกว่าเป็นสิ้นเดือนนี้โอ้ย
อ๋อ
ไม่ได้ภรรยาไม่อยู่ไม่มีแผนเลี้ยงเด็ก สิ้นสิงหาโอเคเด็กอยู่โรงเรียนแล้วภรรยาก็อยู่ด้วย
ต้องหาภรรยาใหม่ชั่วคราวช่วย
ภรรยามา
temporary
backup plan Was it lost? I'm wrong. The spare tire.
spare wife
Landlord by day, manager by afternoon, and drummer by night.
oh my god you guys know what's going on tonight at 5:00
What's that?
Oasis back first time in 16 years
How long is it gonna last? 30
That's the
minutes?
start of
oh
the
no hopefully until Australia you know
I know. Like I'm like this could last for months or it could last for minutes, depending on their mood.
By the end of the morning, Tom writes an email saying the band has disbanded already. They're not even sure if they're refunding tickets.
Yeah, they're not refunding, and 2 members are missing. We don't know what happened.
and then on Monday you know I command จะลูกบวชเราต้องเล่น Oasis กันเองเว้ยคืนนี้ Oasis ล้วนๆเพราะว่ามันไม่เหลืออะไรแล้วเว้ยไม่เหลือแล้วกูต้องร้องเองนะกูต้องร้องเองshit in the city of Cardiff tonight
In Wales, right on. That's their opening show. Oh,
Are they
Cardiff
originally
Stadium.
from there, or are they?
No, they're straight from Manchester. They're a huge Manchester City.
oh
I was wondering. Okay, that
Rabid.
makes
hey
sense.
hey and tonight in Birmingham also it's the last ever for Black Sabbath with Ozzy with like
Oh, so this is his last. To be honest, I'm surprised. Him, and what's his name? Gene Simmons.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
I mean, Gene Simmons, in terms of health, is like
He's
this
more-
compared to Ozzy.
Yeah,
Right.
Ozzy. It's funny because I think of him when he was doing the show,
Right.
but then now he's kind of really gone very.
Hey, you mean
Cognitive ability.
you mean
It's
you mean
shaky.
Gene Simmons in terms of tonguing?
like Gene Simmons did a finishing tour, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna commit my body to to virtual reality, essentially, right?
That's right. They
It's
signed
that
over.
Kiss will exist as Kiss,
That's right.
whether it's Gene Simmons or not.
Tom Morello is
Da-da.
Tom Morello is curating the night.
Ah, yeah.
He's leading the backup band for the last farewell tribute. And a bunch of like major acts will be joining tonight, like Metallica, Tool. It's crazy, man.
That sounds really badass.
everyone in the metal, like
metal scene,
industry,
sure.
It sounds like one of those get-together things
Shy,
where it's like,
shy.
hey, everyone's showing up and they're like,
I know.
look, I want to go there too.
And the original drummer of Black Sabbath, Bill Ward.
Yeah, Bill Ward. Yeah.
Is back first time in like over 20 years.
Oh my god, I didn't even know he's still alive.
Because
they brought him out of cryogenic.
because
We need you.
Here's my time.
He was holding it like a fire rope, right? He has two sticks, and he's like, I will.
hey,
What year is it? 2025.
he would be acting like a scratch, like a single arm melting.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. You guys cannot go without me.
Please.
It starts with the drum. Come on. This is the only thing that Thor.
Please, I'm getting ready.
Because for the
2 minutes.
for the past like 25 years, Sharon Osbourne has been blocking Bill from like joining, reuniting, you know. And finally, one last shot, you know, the whole world was like, "Fuck off, let's get him back. He's a real, you
See,
know."
it's always the drummers that are the worst influence. The ones that the wives are always worried about. No.
Yeah. One day it's like, oh, someone said, oh, who is it? It's my ex-drummer. And like, do not let him in.
Yeah, dude.
Do not let him in.
I let the dogs out.
I felt very proud. When I went out there, I got to harass Xiao Gui.
Yeah, Chao Kuai.
I'm like, Xiao Gui, what are you doing? And Xiao Gui's like, oh,
Hey.
please.
I got to harass some pussy too.
Harass you on the right term. It's been actually really good. Ever since we got that piano that I asked Pete Ott to get us.
Yeah.
Randy's been playing and then talking constantly with Guy because Guy himself is he's a professional musician in terms of he plays guitar and piano.
Yeah.
And so through her lessons, I'm learning all the math
Osmosis.
stuff. It was osmosis.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what a G major is. Oh, so these are
Awesome,
the
dude.
notes on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so
yeah.
just by being around it, it's funny to see the lessons and go, oh wait, okay, I can see the analog on the bass.
I'm actually understanding what they're going through here.
Exactly.
Damn, you guys been practicing all the while. I'm like being just nutritiously satisfied.
Well, like I said, like for me, the thing about practicing, it took me quite like I used to practice a lot, but I would never practice things like rudiments, paradiddles, the theory of drumming, practicing doubles, singles, triples, whatever fills like this. I would practice playing songs and covering songs, which teaches you a lot of certain things. So
But it doesn't get into theory as much because it's imitation and you're able to go like, this sounds nice.
I'm doing mimicry without really understanding it.
And then, but after a while, you play the same song after you learn some theory, and you're like, that's why it sounds nice.
That's right.
It moves on to the next phase. I'm like, this sounds nice too.
Or
I
like-
know why it sounds nice.
Or like when you guys are talking about, oh, when I used to struggle. Oh, nice catch.
I did.
Yeah.
No, I keep waiting. It's almost going to do that all the time.
I keep having these moments where it's like you guys, when you guys are working the next to the guitar and figuring out, well, this range of notes I can actually play the same way, this way, and it's a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
I have those same moments on drums where all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what I've been doing here, which is very somewhat complicated, I can simplify it and actually sounds better if I do it this way.
Like, here's the weirdest thing. I learned about something called diminished chords.
Yes,
and that is
yeah,
when
diminished,
you play when you play the same things, but then one thing is slightly different, but it's the same note. But
That's
it's
right.
one octave.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, I have no idea why, but it sounds nice.
Stu used to talk about that a lot, and talking about like metal and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He used a lot
like
of diminishing
those seem
chords.
to be very important with piano and guitar in particular, because
that's
they
right,
both
melody.
play heavy on the
That's right.
chords. Right.
Damn you two scholars. I need a collar.
It's solid.
Put a collar on me.
It took my late 30s and early 40s to get into actual like scholarly sitting down practice.
Same.
and
Like
stuff.
I got like a CD back in 2008 from here, and I didn't even listen to it. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then now I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna listen to theory all the time because it gets me interested in it, right?
Theory of a day.
How can we capture this acoustic thing?
Okay. I'm gonna try to make a very exclusive acoustic session tonight. I mean guitar wise. I'll try to make it like each one unique and sounding unlike electric. Even though we're supposed to next week we're gonna prepare for that freaking Ducati thing. Not this week.
Saying if we're gonna start getting into the nice jam stuff, I'll need to start getting these kind of things like chimes and stuff like that too as well.
That's the thing is I love playing with you guys because it's just so open. There's no feel of like it has to be done this way. It's like I'm gonna try this.
And I think that's the true essence of what we're doing is trying to approach it from a jam perspective.
Yeah.
And when all of us always get stressed
You know,
sometimes when we're overthinking the music or overthinking it's because we expect ourselves to play a certain way.
Where exactly.
It's not really
we're overthinking
in our
the theories.
head.
We're overthinking how we sound. What's wrong? What's
Shy.
I never looked at us as like a pop or rock band. I seriously look at us as like a jazz ensemble.
Yeah.
Because for the pop and
trio.
rock, like the drum has to keep the beat, the guitar strums and do the lead, blah blah blah.
Chai.
But for jazz, certain passage is really the bass, certain
Chai.
passage
Is
is
the
the drum,
drums and the piano
yeah, and guitar can simulate like the piano vibe and ambient, even
That's what I found out in jazz. The guitar plays a lot of piano pieces, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like it sounds so cool.
And we're so free when we look at it as a jazz operating unit, because otherwise we're trapped in it's like boring three-piece ass.
We just have fun with it.
We just too cool to be normal pop rock.
You make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's okay.
We're that horrible pit called experimental.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
You guys made a mistake.
Yeah.
No, it's experimental.
So he says I'm kind of jealous of you guys.
Even Stu has mentioned it before that when he jammed with us, he's like, because Stu comes from a very also musical theory background.
Yeah,
he's a very trained musician, right?
Stu is clean.
Exactly. And he's very tautalented. So
Very unlike
jamming.
Tom.
He started jamming with like me, and then eventually Nate joined in, eventually Justin joined in. He was like, with you, he's like, it just felt like it was more fun to create our music rather than cover music, which is like I've never felt before. And he says
That's
the
cool.
freedom that creates is unbelievable. So that when you have those moments in a jam where you're just flowing together and going, it's like, I don't get that same sensation when I'm covering music to a certain extent. Because that's a different satisfaction. It's like, I fucking nailed it, note for note.
That's
right?
a flow as in a predetermined flow.
Chai.
It's a good
Where
predetermined
it's a
flow.
creative process flow and just letting yourself go and testing yourself as a musician in terms of freedom and creativity, that's a different sensation of success, of musical success. So he was like, I never really understood that part until we started jamming, make our own music, and now I can just be free as a musician.
Cool. Like I only got the honor of playing with him once.
Yeah.
Really, and it was so interesting comparing it to you because yours is
Justin
it's
is
very
fun.
on the spot, but he was very technical, and it was so cool.
Tom, as he would say, is a poet on a guitar.
Poet, yes, yeah.
He approaches the guitar in his own way. He's not approaching it from a preset musician kind of way. I'm approaching it from the way I think. You're your own musician. You can do what you feel and what you want to do in your free time, the lead up to the jam. And instead of trying to frame yourself as something very specific, like saying I'm either a guitarist or a poet, you could be somewhere in between.
It is because it's like someone saying it's like I'm an artist or I'm a painter.
Yeah,
They're both
yeah.
the same thing. It's
Yeah,
just,
somewhere.
you're narrowing down the field as you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely somewhere in between, like transgender. No.
If he brings an acoustic next time, he brings Samson next time.
Oh, sick.
Because
Yes.
a double semi-acoustic we haven't
Okay.
done in a long
Yeah.
time. I have Samson too, but I don't bring him because he's kind of chunky.
Okay, I think it's about time too. Then I order my cajon and also my bundle sticks, which are sticks that have many sticks in one, and they tend to make a lighter reverberation.
Like
on acoustic. Almost. Brushes make the full, which is what jazz uses a lot.
Oh,
the
so these are
actual
more like
metal brush.
reeds, they're harder?
These are like, think of a drumstick all the way, same thing. But instead of being one solid, it's many smaller rods.
That's
and they're
cool.
just wrapped together.
So
it
it's almost like a broomstick.
yeah, kind of, exactly. It's just one solid broomstick handle of many
With
solid
multiple
rods
pieces
exactly
that go-
inside. And
that sounds
helps
really cool.
create less intensity and dynamics, but still the same level of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Softness?
Atmosphere.
Ejaculation.
Impact, yeah. Ejaculation.
Yeah, well, I understand what you mean. It's like having like a cloth inside or on top of a snare drum. It changes the frequency a little bit. It makes it sound, instead of like a ch, it's like a cha.
Exactly.
A soft.
When you hit the scale.
ยังก็แม่
อันแม่ถามคำหนึ่งสันๆได้บ่ลูก
ยังเนี่ย
ขึ้นไปหาพ้องบ่ขึ้นไปหาพ้องบ่ขึ้นไปหาพ้องบ่
Say